The crucifixion of Jesus Christ is one of the most pivotal events in human history, and it's an event that has been studied, debated, and revered for centuries. But have you ever stopped to think about the people who actually carried out the crucifixion? The Roman executioners, tasked with putting Jesus to death, were eyewitnesses to the very moment that would change the course of human history. In the dusty streets of Jerusalem, Longinus stood as a symbol of Roman authority. A centurion in Caesar's service, he had seen countless battles and upheld the law with unwavering loyalty. Yet, nothing in his years of service could have prepared him for what he would witness on a hill called Golgotha. Longinus was tasked with overseeing executions, a grim duty he had long since grown numb to. This day, however, was different. Among the condemned was a man called Jesus of Nazareth, accused of claiming to be the King of the Jews. Whispers of his miracles and teachings had spread even among the Roman ranks, but Longinus dismissed them as superstition. As the soldiers led Jesus to the cross, Longinus observed with curiosity. The man carried himself with a quiet dignity, despite the mocking crowds and the crown of thorns digging into his brow. He offered no resistance, no curses, only silence. The crucifixion began, a scene Longinus had witnessed too many times to count. But as hours passed, he felt an unease he could not explain. The sky darkened unnaturally, and the earth trembled. Jesus spoke words that pierced through the chaos. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Longinus watched in awe as Jesus, even in agony, showed compassion and love. As Jesus cried out, "It is finished," and breathed his last, the ground shook violently. The temple veil tore in two, and a chilling realization gripped Longinus. Surely, this was no ordinary man. With trembling lips, he declared, "Truly, this was the Son of God." His proclamation marked him as the first Gentile to openly recognize Jesus' divinity. This moment was only the beginning of Longinus' transformation. He could not shake the events of that day or the words he had spoken. Longinus sought out the disciples, eager to learn more about the man he had crucified. Through their teachings and the Holy Spirit's power, he came to understand the depth of Jesus' sacrifice and the salvation it offered to all, Jew and Gentile alike. Tradition holds that Longinus left his post as a Roman soldier and devoted his life to spreading the gospel. His journey from a hardened centurion to a devout believer stands as a testament to the transformative power of encountering Christ. Longinus' story reminds us that no heart is too hardened, no past too dark, for God's grace to reach. At the foot of the cross, history was not only split into two, lives, like that of Longinus, were forever changed. Many people have questioned Jesus' divinity, and it's understandable. I mean, if you're a Roman executioner, you've seen countless people die on that cross. What's so special about this one guy? The challenges faced by those who witnessed his crucifixion were real. They'd been told that Jesus was the Son of God, but all they saw was a man, hanging on a cross, suffering like any other. The Roman executioners, in particular, had a unique perspective. They were products of a culture that valued power, strength, and conquest. The idea of a crucified Messiah would have been laughable to them. Yet, as they watched Jesus suffer, they couldn't shake off the feeling that there was something different about this man. The historical context of Roman executioners is fascinating. They were often seen as outcasts, on the fringes of society. But on that fateful day, they were face to face with the very embodiment of God's love. The events leading up to the moment of recognition were ordinary. Just another crucifixion, another day at work. But then, something extraordinary happened. As the executioner watched Jesus hang on the cross, he began to notice something peculiar. The way Jesus prayed for his enemies, the way he forgave those who wronged him, it was unlike anything he'd ever seen before. The centurion, in particular, was struck by the supernatural events that surrounded Jesus' death, the earthquake, the tearing of the temple veil. It was as if the very fabric of reality was being torn apart. In that moment, the executioner's heart was transformed. He realized that Jesus was more than just a man. He was the Son of God. The emotional and spiritual impact of this revelation was profound. The executioner's perspective on life, on death, on everything in between, was forever changed. This moment signifies a turning point in the executioner's life, a moment of recognition that would stay with him forever. His story serves as a powerful reminder that faith and recognition of divinity can come from the most unexpected places. The skepticism surrounding Jesus' divinity was palpable, even among those who had witnessed his miracles and teachings. Many saw him as a mere mortal, a rebel against the Roman Empire. The title, King of the Jews, nailed to his cross seemed more like a mockery than a statement of fact. Even the thieves crucified alongside him didn't seem to grasp the significance of the man beside them. The Roman soldiers, in particular, were known for their skepticism. They had seen countless executions, and Jesus' claims of divinity likely seemed like the ravings of a madman. The miracles attributed to him were probably dismissed as tricks or the work of dark magic. Yet, there were those who were more open-minded, more willing to consider the possibility that Jesus might be more than just another rebel. The centurions, in charge of the execution, were no exception. They had witnessed it all, the crowds cheering for one day, then turning against you the next. Still, something about Jesus seemed different. Perhaps it was the dignity he carried to his death, or the compassion he showed even as he hung on the cross. For a man about to meet his Maker, Jesus seemed remarkably calm. Roman executioners like Longinus were not just cold-blooded killers, they were deeply rooted in the spiritual beliefs of their time. Many believed in a multitude of gods and saw the act of execution as a way to maintain order and appease these deities. Their job was not just to end lives, but to ensure the continuation of the natural order. This complex spiritual landscape colored their perceptions of the events they witnessed. As the crucifixion progressed, something remarkable happened. The centurion, Longinus, witnessed a series of events that shook him to his core. A series of earthquakes, the tearing of the temple veil. These weren't just random acts of nature. They signaled something profound. For someone attuned to the spiritual undercurrents of the time, these events spoke of a cosmic upheaval. The moment of recognition for Longinus came when Jesus uttered his final words, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." The centurion's response would change history. Truly this man was the Son of God. It's a declaration that astonished the onlookers, a statement that came from a place of deep conviction. For someone like Longinus, who had likely hardened himself to the realities of his job, this acknowledgement spoke volumes. In that instant, Longinus's perspective shifted. No longer was Jesus just another victim on a cross. He was the Son of God. This realization would have carried immense weight, not just spiritually but also personally. It signified a turning point, a moment of profound recognition that could alter the course of one's life. The transformation in Longinus signifies the power of faith and recognition. His declaration wasn't just a casual remark. It was a statement born of deep spiritual insight. In a world filled with conflicting beliefs and turmoil, his acknowledgement stands out as a beacon of clarity. If you've ever pondered the divinity of Jesus or have thoughts on this pivotal moment in history, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Your insights enrich this conversation, and I'm always excited to explore these topics further. If you're interested in more stories and insights from the Bible, be sure to check out my other videos.